Infiniti is one of the hardest appreciating luxury car brands on the used car market, next to only Jaguar. Why is that? There's multiple reasons. Let's get into it now.
That was Exotic Car Place. And he is pretty much totally wrong about Infinitis, and I'm here to explain why. He is completely dead on wrong. He only got maybe one thing right about Infinitis. The rest is just... he's wrong. Hi guys, I'm Eddie. Welcome to the channel. Let's get into it. Exotic Car Place just literally destroyed the Infiniti car brand. Yes, they depreciate a lot faster than a lot of luxury brands, but he called them unreliable, and he also called them this.
Infinitis lose so much value is because they sort of don't quite have the staying power that a lot of their other brands are. And Infiniti is not much more than a glorified Nissan like we have right here.
He is dead wrong. He's like, it's just nothing but a glorified Nissan. Absolutely not true. For the most part, Infiniti is a super glorified Nissan because the stuff that Nissan sells today is totally junk, and Infiniti is there to relieve the Nissan brand and make something fun and exciting for customers. But why they depreciate? Because nobody recognizes Infiniti as a car brand, and they recognize it as a cheap, reliable car that's in the lower grade. Because when you go to buy a luxury brand, the first thing that pops into your mind is not Infiniti. As a matter of fact, the first thing that pops into my mind for a luxury brand is BMW. It's not even about the performance, just BMW in general. And then the performance goes on there as well. Let me tell you guys an example, okay? Let me tell you an example. Glorified Nissan Infiniti. Not true. There's maybe a few models that are glorified Infiniti. He's telling like they have a CVT transmission and stuff. Maybe a few models, but for the most part, I've known Infiniti to have a V6 motor, either a 3.5 or a 3.7. That's the old Infinitis, okay? And maybe they had a 4-cylinder before, or a 3.0 straight 6. Some of the older ones are 3.0 V6. Right now, they have a 3.7 and a 3.0 twin turbo V6. And he's saying that they don't make high horsepower cars. Okay, listen, the Infiniti Q50 Sport or Red Sport or the Q60 Red Sport has 400 horsepower to offer. That's plenty for most of people. Yes, a lot of people don't think about buying Infiniti when they come into luxury car brand, but they have power. You go to Nissan, what are you stuck with? A Altima, Maxima, and Sentra right now that is literally offering a 4-banger engine with a CVT transmission that makes you basically a slouch. Okay, you're just slow as a snail with those CVT transmissions. And the only V6 options to date currently right now, according to what I've researched, is the Frontier or the Titan. And even that, people are not buying it. Probably going to discontinue those pickup trucks, in my opinion, pretty soon, because they're just not as popular anymore as they were 10 years ago. So the Infiniti is better than what Exotic Car Place has said. Also, the only sports cars that Nissan currently offers is the 400Z and the GTR. GTR extremely hard to buy. A lot of people can't afford it. I mean, it is one of the cheaper supercars, to be honest. But everyone's getting tired of the GTR because the same style, just maybe a few aesthetics. It's always been the R35 for the past almost 20 years. At least 15 years for sure. And they haven't changed and moved up to an R36 yet. We're waiting for that to happen, but they just haven't made an R36, and we're hoping that happens. And the 400Z, guys, you don't see that in dealerships, okay? When you walk into an Infiniti dealership, you get a luxury car brand with the same engine that the 400Z has. Or you could walk into the Infiniti and buy yourself a 3.7-liter V6 that the 370Z has. But guess what? It's a sedan. You got the same power. You can do the same modifications. And you got luxury. And also, he's saying that it's not that reliable. And he showed like a BMW, like a Mercedes, and a Lexus. Okay, I take the Lexus IS350 over the Infiniti Q50 with the reliability. But as far as the BMW and the Mercedes, I guarantee at 150,000 miles, your Infiniti is going to last way longer than that BMW that you park next to. And I bet also, the parts to repair your Infiniti will be a lot cheaper than the BMW, and same for the service. Except the 3.0 twin turbos do have a lot of vacuum lines everywhere, kind of looking like a BMW engine, because I currently own one. I'm currently waiting for parts, or actually I have one more part to buy, and then I could get it assembled, ready to go on the road. But when I looked at the engine, there's nothing but vacuum lines running everywhere. Kind of looks like a BMW engine. My opinion, why Infinitis are depreciating so fast, because people don't want to buy them, because when they buy a luxury brand car, they don't think of Infiniti. They go straight up to Mercedes, because people have money. They go straight up and buy a Mercedes or a BMW. And honestly, they don't even think about Lexus too much. Lexus has been kind of an old folks car for quite a bit, or for the regular family. They haven't made really performance cars until probably 2008. I mean, they had some performance models in the 1990s, like the SC300, IS300, GS300, which were actually supposed to be family sedans, but they turned into a car enthusiast collectible or something to have to modify. But everything else was basically just pure luxury and meant for people to relax. So it's kind of hard for Lexus to come out on top and say, hey, we're now pushing performance cars for you guys. While Infiniti actually has performance cars. Because when I think of Infiniti, I think of the G35, G37, and the Q50 automatically, because they're just performance cars. So when I get why they're depreciating, because of people wanting to buy a different car. And also Infiniti does depreciate fast, simply because if you go to Lexus, a lot more luxury options than the Infiniti. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2004 turn right. This particular package, driving a temp in the 6 Series.